When it comes to due diligence before buying a development site or even before you kick off one that you already own, there is one due diligence step that I want to zoom in on because it is a sleeper that is often missed, and it's critical enough that if you get it wrong, it can cripple your development faster than almost anything else. Now, I personally, after 10 plus years and over $500 million in developing townhouses, have plenty of experience with this mistake. So I've become pretty sharp at spotting it. But to be honest, even for me, I sometimes need to lean on relevant consultants to get it right. That's why it slips under the radar for so many developers. It's a bit technical, a bit hidden, and it can absolutely crucify your development if you overlook it. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about overshadowing your neighbour's private open space. The private open space that is at the back of their home. I can't tell you how many developers I've seen come unstuck by not understanding the nuances and dangers it can pose to the outcome of your development project. Here's the thing, if you're building next to a big block with a big backyard, you usually got plenty of room to play with. But when the neighbour is a smaller townhouse with a modest courtyard or backyard, suddenly you've got super tight restrictions that you need to be aware of. You can't just cast a shadow over your neighbour's private open space. What you've got to do is compare. What do I mean by compare? You need to look at the existing shadows being cast by the current house, the one you are planning to knock down for your new townhouses, as well as the shadows being cast by any existing fences or sheds or anything else casting a shadow already. And then you need to measure what extra shadow your new development is going to cast over the private open space. And this is precisely where the headaches typically start, because if you get it wrong, the fix is brutal. You're looking at meters shaved off your footprint of your first floor, even potentially your ground floor plan, just to reduce the shadow as required. And in townhouse developments, meters matter. You're talking about losing bedrooms, losing functionality, and ultimately losing value in your end product. I've even seen cases where people wanted to build a dual occupancy, so 2 dwellings, and ended up being forced into a single dwelling because of their overshadowing issues. Imagine buying a site, thinking you're going to build 2 townhouses and walking away with 1. That's the kind of damage this mistake can cause. And if you're wondering how to spot issues like overshadowing on a site that you're looking at, jump into our free property developer network. Thousands of developers are in there sharing experiences and helping each other avoid mistakes just like this. I've dropped the link below. So how to avoid it comes down to having the right people on your team. A good town planner, a good designer are non-negotiable here. A designer can look at your concept and get a feel for where the shadows will fall. A planner can set out the expectations of your specific council. And if you need both, because if you try and estimate it yourself, you're gambling with meters of your building footprint. That's too much of a gamble, trust me, that's not one you want to take. Let me give you a real world example. Not long ago, Gavin, our head of site acquisitions here at Little Fish, and I were doing due diligence for a client on a site he was considering purchasing. And he was at the decision time as well, looking to pull the trigger and potentially make a purchase. On paper, the site looked fantastic. Perfect location, financially it was a ripper, and our client was pumped about its potential. He was planning a standard side-by-side dual occupancy project, but we knew we needed to check the overshadowing. So we reached out to our town planner and designer to be sure. The shadow from the upstairs on this preliminary design was spilling way too far into the neighbour's small courtyard. It could have killed the project. Our client told us flat out, without us, he would have bought the site. He would have then been stuck, losing God knows how much money in the process. That's the lesson here. Overshadowing of your direct neighbour's private open space is so easy to underestimate, but it can make or break your development. And the only way to stay safe is to have the right people giving you the right information fast before you make any kind of life-changing decision. Because in this development game, timing matters. If the shadowing checks out, You need to be ready to act, to pull the trigger, make the purchase before someone else does. And if it doesn't, you need to know quickly so you can move on and stop wasting your time. So don't let this one slip through the cracks. Put overshadowing of your direct neighbour's private open space right at the top of your due diligence checklist. It's not the most obvious item, but it's the one that can save you from a world of pain. If you want to dig a bit deeper and get into other due diligence steps that other developers often miss, jump inside the Little Fish Network, our free development network with thousands of developers, helping each other avoid mistakes just like this every day. I've dropped the link below. And if you would prefer professional help with your project, that is what my team and I do every day. I'll drop another link below where you can book a call with me directly and discuss your project goals. And please do me a huge favor, if you're getting value from this video, drop a hype, smash the like and subscribe buttons. It helps me keep sharing more free content like this. I'm Peter Kelly, appreciate you sticking around so long, and until the next one, see you at the top.